Hello, everyone. There's not a lot of people here yet. Share this out,
I
please.
can't
Oh,
can't see chat at all.
okay. Well, I think we have a volume problem here. Okay.
Can you not hear me? Can you hear my echoing or what? I don't hear an echo.
No, everything's good. We're just going to wait for
Okay.
a few people to come in. There's Radish Jurgens. Hello and welcome. And we
Good
also have
evening.
people on Facebook and Twitter also.
Hello, Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah. Oh, we're starting to have some people. Hello, Yankee Kyle. Thanks for coming. DK, hello, brother. How you feeling?
Yeah, Kim
Ghost
too.
girl, Ghost girl, Kim. How are you doing?
Hope you're
Yep,
feeling better, Daniel. He knows what I mean. He was
the
not feeling too good last
chairman.
night.
Hello, welcome. So tonight's investigation is like, as you saw in the title, it's like a part two of last week because last week we got a name come in, which was Linda Brown. And Barbara and I were curious to find out what's this Linda Brown? Like, is it something important we should know? So we started looking and we found out some information. So last week we did that and we got Linda Brown. And I left to go filming and I were at the location where I was, I got an EVP, not a microphonic or anything, an EVP saying
Mm.
Linda. So you'll hear that EVP in Monday night's video because it's up and ready. The Patreon saw it. So, oh, we have Adrienne. Hello, Adrienne.
Hi, Adrian.
Christina. Hello.
Hello, Christina Bell.
Jan's my sister. Hello.
Hi, Jan.
Mary, sis. Hello.
Hello, Mary.
Debbie. Hello,
Hi,
Debbie.
Debbie.
All these people are joining in, so we're almost at 10 people.
Sometimes it takes the notifications a minute to get there. Like sometimes mine comes like 5 minutes or so after 7.
Yeah,
And it's
me,
just
it's
about
been like
that
that for
time.
me all day today for the people that I follow. It's been like that. They were late or it was finished and I got the notification.
That happens to me a lot. Hmm. Like, just as they're saying goodbye, it's like, well, I tried.
Yeah.
My,
Okay, so for the new people that just popped in, tonight's investigation is sort of like a part two from last week because if you remember, we got the name Linda Brown, and we also got it was a poor teacher.
yes, poor teacher.
Yeah, and
That's what blew you and I out of the water.
yeah. So and also this weekend when I went filming, I got an EVP and it said Linda. So I think there's a Linda somewhere that would like to speak with me. I don't know.
I've heard
And
her name a few times
there's
too.
this Linda Brown, maybe it's just her. Hope so. Hopefully. And we'll see from there how it goes. So, what I'm going to do is I've got here in my backlog, I think I have the story of last week. Uh, I put it in here. Okay. So last week's story was so you have to check this story and pick up some clues here and there about tonight's investigation. but the clues were given last week, we could say, on
Mm-hmm.
some, what's going to be said. So I'm going to start the first video because we have quite a few short videos to watch to understand everything. So I'm going to start off with the story that we were investigating last week. Here it goes. The story of Carrie Ann Monroe, missing since the 20th of January 2010, from the town of Berlin, Connecticut. She is classified as endangered and missing. She was 26 years old at the time of her disappearance. She was 5 feet 1, 5 feet 3, 110 to 130 pounds. The clothing that was described is a black wrist-length jacket, blue jeans, and black sneakers with a red design. She also described as a Caucasian female, brown hair, blue eyes. Monroe's ears were pierced. Details of her disappearance. Monroe was staying at a Comfort Motel in the 300th block of the Berlin Turnpike in Berlin, Connecticut, at the time of her disappearance. She lived there with her boyfriend, who is the father of her son. She left after her disappearance. He did not report her missing. He stated he thought she simply left on her own accord. Friends reported her missing 9 days after she was last seen. Monroe is originally from Waterbury, Connecticut. She did not have a vehicle at the time of her disappearance, although she has dropped out of sight for a few days at a time before. She never gone without contact for this long. Her case remains unsolved. If you have any information about this case, you can contact the Berlin Police Department at 860-828-7080. Okay, so that was last week's story. And the clue words we were looking for, if you didn't get them, is Monroe, Carrie, for now, for this part of the video. Now I'm going to show you another video, which is last week's investigation, which is just the parts where we got some clue words again. Do you have a message for your family? If you have a message for your family, you can say it now. They might watch this video later. Every day. I'm sure they think of you every day. Guys, if you heard or understood something, please write it in the chat. Poor teacher. Linda Brown? Are we talking to Linda Brown now? Are you Linda Brown? Do you? So that's where we got Linda Brown and poor teacher. Comes we come to find out that Linda Brown is a very special person. She was a teacher. Her full name is Linda Carrie Brown, and this is her story. In case you guys don't know her, this is her story. And that is her story. And as you saw in the video, the name of her school was Monroe, like last week's case. So all these coincidences put together got us curious on all this. Yeah. So she was. So what did you find out on your behalf about this case about Linda Brown?
Okay, first of all, I found out that Linda Brown was one of the very first, the youngest people ever to have a lawsuit in the Supreme Court. Her father, whose name was Oliver Brown, I mean, here she is in third grade, probably approximately 8 years old. And like they showed the pictures from Pigtails, that's how old she was when the state was Board of Education was hit with the suit with the Supreme Court. She was fighting for equality in education for blacks and whites alike because she did not think it was fair that there was segregation with schools and the school districts and the school systems were unjust. The whites got a much better education, they had cleaner conditions, were more equipped for education than the schools that housed and taught the black children. As you saw in that last video clip, that even though they did pass, the law and they won the suit for non-segregated schools, they continue to want to bust them out anyway. So when I actually found out that she was a poor teacher, who that's what gave us her love for wanting to be a teacher was the equality in education she was fighting for. And even though she was a Black woman, she still felt like she could play a very big part in helping this equality of education because she saw everybody as equals. But to find out that Carrie Ann Monroe was the person's last name from last week, the missing person, Linda Brown's name kept coming up in the necrophonic and the phasmas session. So we're wondering, where is Linda Brown coming from? Then to find out that, yes, she is a poor teacher. Her name is Linda Brown, and she worked for a Monroe school. It just was a lot for me. So when I started putting these things together, it was pretty. That's when you and I got together. Said, okay, there's something more to this. We got to
Yeah.
find out what's going on here. So pretty crazy.
Yeah. And then I go and investigate a location,
Mm-hmm.
and I get an EVP, sorry, clear as
Mm-hmm.
day, that says Linda.
Yep.
So,
And then when I was doing my spirit box session or my Ovulus, I actually did both. I got the name Linda repeatedly. I got the name Linda like 3 times in a row. So, and that was one of the very first names that I got, because it actually made me download the app. I'm not going to lie. You know that, Sandra. I didn't have any of that stuff until we hit this. I'm like, I need to find out some more. I'm only going to do that by having my own tools. And that's when I kept getting. And whenever I mentioned her name, my K2 readings go to like straight up to red. It's nuts.
yes, she was a great woman. Hello, sweet as sugar. Do we have new people coming in? Well, oh, we got Kim. Hello,
I can't.
Kim. Yeah, I found that I was so surprised. Like I wasn't aware of all this. It's
Mm.
nothing that here in Canada we learn about in history or whatever. So, and I was really shocked. And I'm there. Did you find the same Linda Brown as I did? It was a surprise for us, like to
Mm-hmm.
see, and she came in. So we're hoping tonight that she will come in just as last week, even better, almost. Hi,
Mm-hmm.
Oracles and Beyond. How are you? Okay, so I'm gonna take out the prayer before we start. Would you like to read it, Barbara?
If I can see it, I will.
Okay, let me just put it up
Let's see.
here. You should be able to see it right here.
Yep. Saint Michael, the Archangel, defend us in battle. Be our protection against the wickedness and snares of the devil. May God rebuke him, we humbly pray. And do, O thou, Prince of the heavenly host, by the divine power of God, cast into hell Satan and all the evil spirits whom roam throughout the world seeking the ruins of souls. Amen.
Amen. Okay, so I'm just gonna be up to date here in chat. I was behind a bit, so
Okay.
I'm
And
gonna
if
add.
they want to get their ghost tools or whatever they use out, Sandra, normally.
Yeah, if you can, guys in the chat, if you want to take out your ghost tools and write in capital letters what your ghost tool tells you in the chat, so we can try and get everything in to match or something, or it'll help
Mm-hmm.
us to ask questions because you're investigating as much as we are. So here's a photo of Linda Brown, which is right here. So when she was a little girl going through the lawsuit and stuff, and
Yeah.
here is just before she passed away. So
Yeah. She was born on February 20th, 1948, and she passed away March 25th of 2018. So her passing is pretty recent, four
yeah,
years. hmm So at least she's one colored woman that got to at least live to see this play through, the whole thing play
play
all the way
through
through.
and how it
To the
developed
equality. Right.
and how
And
it
education.
became just normal to go to whatever school you want.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Which is the
Yeah.
way it should be, you know? And like a lot of
Yep.
people recently, June 14th just passed, which they call Juneteenth now. And some people, I probably 50-50, know what Juneteenth is. Juneteenth is actually the day, it was June 14th, 1685. I mean, sorry, 1865. Sorry, guys, that slavery was abolished. So that's why, since the George Floyd case happened and everything, they thought it was very important that we celebrate the day slavery was abolished, which I'm in agreement on the abolishment of slavery. I think that's a good thing to celebrate. And
Yes.
that's what Juneteenth stands for, is the abolishment of slavery. Free
Oh,
the
that's cool.
slaves. Yeah. So that
Yeah,
just
we
passed.
got you know, there's a lot of black people that are heroes
Mhm.
for what they've done, what you know, there's a lot of them that did wonderful things. Uh,
Mhm.
can't name them all at once, but there's a lot that really fought for their rights, and they're heroes today.
Martin Luther King. I mean, that's one that comes to
Yeah.
everyone's mind, I'm sure, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Well,
But
I'm
yep,
glad they went through what they went through to have like the world we have today.
that's correct.
Yeah.
It's a shame what they had to go through. And it's a shame the stigma that's still put on today, to this day. You know, it's a shame. But
Mhm.
what are you gonna do?
So I'm gonna open up the phasma box. It takes a while to get adjusted.
To warm up a little bit.
Yep. I'll put the mic closer.
The people in chat, it's easier for you guys to hear than it is for us. So if you hear anything, please write it in caps, please.
Yes. Hello, spirits. We would like. My name is Sandra, and I'm with Barbara, and we would like to speak with Linda Brown. Who am I? I'm Sandra, and I'm with my friend Barbara. Are you Linda Brown? Because last week you came and talked to us when we were trying to talk to Carrie Monroe. Are you still here with us? Neat. Jealous people? Yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah,
jealous people in the world.
no doubt.
In neat conditions.
Mhm. Is the
Hi,
name
Becky.
Monroe a special name to you? Sorry, honey.
Go ahead.
Was the name Monroe a special name to you? Is my question to Linda.
Linda, what?
I don't know.
Are we talking to Linda Brown?
They're talking fast.
Was your school name Monroe? Linda Carey?
I thought I said all.
Linda Carey Brown.
Linda,
Are we
I was just going to ask, is she with us?
ask?
Linda, are you with us to answer some questions, please? We know that you're the youngest person to fight for equality,
With
and
your
you
father?
won. Yeah, that's her. Yep, yeah.
Linda, are you with your father right now? Do you have a message for us?
It sounds like a familiar voice. This was clear.
Debbie got, I'm black. It's okay if you're black. We have no judgment here. We'll still talk to you. Yes, you're here? That
Okay.
sounded like the father.
Yeah, I heard. Yes, I am.
Yeah, guys, you can put the closed captions, and it'll also the closed captions will pick up words that nobody hears. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I just learned that this week. And Sweet as Sugar, she just wrote that.
Mm-hmm. Good idea. What it is.
Linda, I would like to say thank you on the behalf of all the Americans that are out there for what you've done for them. CC not available? Oh,
I don't know. I thought I heard her say, "Were you proud?" before.
yeah. Well, we are very proud of everything you've done, and we're sorry for what you had to go through. Walk over 7 blocks.
And also the unfairness. You know, they were treated so unfairly.
Yeah. Do you have something to tell us since you came through last week and you're coming in tonight? Do you have something special to tell us?
That was her, but I couldn't make out what she said.
Still afraid?
You have nothing to be afraid of. That's what she said. Nothing at all. But everything to be proud of.
You want us to let you know what?
You're Equality in education is still enforced today, Linda. That's for sure. Probably more than ever before.
Hi, Survivor Girl. We're trying to communicate with Linda Brown.
Yeah. Linda, were you happy that you lived long enough to actually see the equality in education take place?
Said, yep.
Heard a little yip in the background, but I'm listening to Carl for a second.
I don't think
Sorry.
he's here tonight.
Oh, I sounded like him. Hope not.
Hi, Richie.
Independent school.
They connect schools?
I just heard something school. Hmm. Last week, everything was so clear last week,
Yeah.
especially on Nephonic. It was so clear. Every word that was said was just so clear. Because Debbie and I were in each other's heads last week. And we both heard the same thing almost every time. Oh my gosh. We're expecting your help, Debbie. Debbie.
Yeah, yeah. Debbie heard the same thing we heard. They
Okay,
connect.
no pressure, Debbie.
Linda, are you still teaching where you're at now?
That's dark sounding. Sound like her again.
Linda, can you explain to us how you felt when you won your case in court?
Did she say like I was like, oh wow?
I think I heard I was so happy.
Really?
Linda, Linda, are you arguing with your father right now? Mr. Brown, you don't want your daughter to talk to us?
You both did a wonderful thing together. It was very nice of you to stand in her place, being that she was in class, and take it all the way to the Supreme Court. Yep, something.
We come here with love and respect. We would just like to know more of this story.
You seem to be definitely a little advanced for your years, Linda.
I
To
just
want to
realized
get.
I just realized her father was a preacher.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that is
What we do.
so
But
maybe
he also
that is
did
why
more for her. He went to court for her, though.
Yeah, but maybe that is why he doesn't want her to talk to us tonight.
That's a possibility, just as he was protecting her as a child, because she's still always going to be his child. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, just like we have adult children, but they're still our kids. You know what I mean?
There's more going to be written.
Something.
Well, I hope somebody writes a book about this.
There might even be one out there. We didn't Google that.
No, we didn't find that on Google.
Yeah, there might be, because I know that there's a YouTube video on this.
See,
I wasn't.
Swedish Sugar heard all them are written. More written, Mary.
The rules written for equality in education. That's for sure. Laws written. I'm proud with it.
Yes, you should be. And we are proud too.
Very. It's a very noble thing you've done.
Hello,
She was
Heather.
7 years old. Sandra, she was 7 years old when the lawsuit went to court.
Oh, okay.
7. Yep. Because it was in 1950 she took it to court, and she was born in 1943.
Are we still talking to Linda Monroe? No,
Linda Brown.
Brown. Are we still talking to Linda Brown and Mr. Brown?
Or definitely at the end. I'm not sure. Were you proud to work for a Monroe school?
Well, okay, Linda Brown. We're going to change. We're going to change device and see if we can communicate better with you. Thanks for communicating on this one. Okay. So, does everything resonate so far?
Some of the things that I had gotten on mine were, of course, before we started, it said, who are you? But then, and it said, be careful. I got, how do you feel? And then we had mentioned the Carrie Ann Monroe case, and then she went to Monroe school. And then I got the word missing after that. I thought that was kind of crazy timing. I'm talking about just now when you asked those questions.
Okay.
Then we asked, is this Linda? Okay, you asked twice, and twice I got who with a question mark.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last one I got makes no sense, which is axe. A-X-E, axe. So No, we're not axing this. We're going to finish it. We're going to ax it out right now. You want answers, Miss Linda?
Wow.
I got, yeah, it's the fact that I got missing after we said Carrie and Monroe, and that's kind of weird. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because how am I going to just get that? And I can show you if you want me to.
And the
Oh,
chat's been hearing or getting some great responses as well. I've been reading the chat most of the time, and
yeah, I can't see chat, darn it. Well, I could if I turn this. I could if I turn this app off. Maybe I see if I can get in the chat a little bit.
hi,
Because
West
last time we got
Coast
great never
Sister.
fun.
Love you.
Great
Okay.
never.
So I'm gonna start the necrophonic and see what happens. What necrophonic has to say for to us. Okay. Hello, spirits. There's nobody. I thought there was nobody home. I was gonna say there's nobody home.
The lights are on, but no one's home.
Hello, spirits. We would like to talk with Linda Brown.
Huh?
Hello, Linda. We just spoke through the phasma box. We changed for the necrophonics.
Debbie got tall.
We, do you still want to talk with us? Hi, Frugal Farmer.
I'm just gonna say it. Frugal. Linda, did you ever think you'd see the day we did equality in education for all? You popped in last week. You had plenty to say. When the word Monroe came up, you started lighting it up. Was that because of the school you worked at, named Monroe High School?
I think I
That's a
just,
lawsuit.
yeah,
I
lawsuit.
swear, a lawsuit.
It was like a
Anybody else had a lawsuit? I'm looking at the chat like they're going to answer me. Did anybody else hear a lawsuit? That was pretty clear. Come.
Are you
Hear that?
happy you won your lawsuit? During your lawsuit, were you ever afraid to lose your case? There's nobody home.
Okay, let me just try this. We know that the lawsuit that you went for was struck down for decades. Are you happy that after all those decades passed, that you are the one that made the change? I was like, yeah, that was me. Linda, are you tired of us talking to you? We've been talking to you for a week. She's tired of us, Sandra.
Probably. because well,
So
we were
sorry.
happy you came in last week to talk with us. It didn't bother us at all. It got us the chance to get to know you.
Ooh,
Can you tell us what you passed away from?
that's one thing it doesn't tell us. You know what I mean? And
That's enough in a
it
man
sounds like it sounds like every
creature's
time
life.
she's trying. That's possible because it sounds like every time she's trying to speak, it's distorted. You know what I mean? It almost sounds distorted when I'm right here. Because I've spoken her enough to know her voice by now. Like seriously. And whenever she tries to speak, it gets distorted. Just turn this on. Right there.
Linda, some of my friends here with us find you very pretty, and I also find you very pretty when you were a little girl, and in the photo we see now.
Mm-hmm.
Very pretty lady.
Thank you. I heard that.
Yes, you are very
I heard that.
pretty, very smart, and very courageous.
Very great. Debbie heard thank you also.
Oh, she did?
Yep. If Debbie heard it, it has to be true. I'm just saying. This is
Good.
not pick on Debbie night. Debbie, I love you to death, sweetheart. Yeah, Swedish Sugar put in the chat that she had to walk 6 blocks to catch the quote unquote black bus to school. Mm.
Sometimes I'm happy I wasn't in that era.
Time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because I would have got mad, so mad. Like a person's a person.
exactly. Exactly. Swedish Sugar said that the white school was 7 blocks from her house, but yet she had to walk 6 blocks to catch the black bus. Oh, that makes me so angry.
Yeah,
Right now, it's like, really?
I would need some bail money if I was in that time.
Yeah. Okay, the one is the phasma box, which is on the computer only. That's the one she had on first. And the one she has on now is a good old necrophonic.
Yeah, fastener box is it's just for computer. Just just for computers. Fastener box is just for computers, and the good old microphonic. And I also have like the people in the chat. What I asked them to download on their phones if possible is the Ghost Tool app, which is let me just
It's
open
in the
it.
Google Play Store,
Yeah,
and it's free.
and it's also in the description of this live stream. The link if you have Android.
Mm-hmm. Now, the Ghost Tube that I downloaded, I'm pretty sure that's free for both phones as well. And that gives you quite a selection for no money. You know what I mean? It gives you obvious, gives like an SB7 spirit box, and it also gives you an SLS. Oh, you want to answer those questions, huh? We want to talk to Linda, please. Me? Yeah, you. I heard me. Anybody else hear me?
Who's me? We're gonna close everything down soon. So if you have something to say it now.
I heard Linda underneath you just now. I
Just,
whispered Linda.
just that you. Yeah, microphonic is not too clear tonight. Everybody?
There's a man trying to talk over her. It could be her father, but there's definitely somebody talking over her tonight.
Yeah.
But there are a couple of things worth mentioning here from the chat, Sandra. Sweet as Sugar said that Linda's was a long walk in what started her activism, and that's true. She had a very long walk after decades, like more than
Yes.
10 decades of this stuff. Well, more than decades, only 10 years, a lot of decades. If this was just kept being, she was basically shunned. The black people were shunned, basically. Okay. So, yeah, it was a very long walk for her for activism to take place. And that's
Okay.
in the
I'm just
beginning when
gonna
it
shut this down. I'm just gonna shut this down and we'll continue talking about this. Okay, spirits, we're gonna go now. You're not allowed to can well, you're not allowed to connect yourself to us or anyone in the chat. You must stay where you are. And thank you for communicating with us. Now it starts
Whoa.
talking like crazy when I turn it off. I couldn't even speak.
Though the same kind of thing was happening kind of sort of in your video today, if you know what I mean. Off. We'll just say off. We'll just use the word off, okay, for right now. For those who aren't Patreons, I don't want to ruin anything.
Yeah.
But
So
anyhow,
yeah,
but
she
yes,
was very
saying
brave.
it was a long walk. It was to activism, and thank God, the woman lived long enough to actually see all the hard work, like blood, sweat, and tears that she fought for her right, for her people's right to get equal education, and she lived long to see that happen, and that makes my heart feel good. It really does. Because me personally, I'm not a prejudiced person, so would you like me
No.
to Sandra for closing?
Okay, we're gonna say the closing prayer.
Would you like me to say it?
Yeah.
Okay. Saint Michael, the Archangel, defend us in battle. Be our protection against the wickedness and snares of the devil. May God rebuke him, we humbly pray. And do thou, O Prince of the heavenly host, by the divine power of God, cast into hell Satan and all the evil spirits who roam throughout the world seeking the ruin of our souls. Amen.
Amen.
And that's for everyday people. Satan is out there. He wants the ruin of our souls. That's true. We don't
Yeah.
want that. But I just really hope that if this live stream touches one person, Sandra, in a special way, if it means something special to just one person out there, that this woman took basically her whole life to fight for equality for people,
Yeah.
it's worth it to me.
Yeah.
Just the fact that her name's been brought to the forefront, even if it's just 2 people, 10 people, 20 people, means a lot.
Well,
She deserves.
I am personally glad that she came in last week
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't know this story.
Mm.
I don't know if it's because we're in Canada, we don't hear these stories because if I'm not mistaken, and I really think I'm not mistaken, we did not have like slavery and stuff like that here. On the contrary, I know there's a tunnel
There's
that
a bunch here.
there's
Oh
a
yeah,
tunnel
under
that
railroad
would
houses
cross
and everything.
underground, yeah, would
Hmm?
cross to Canada, and I'm looking for it because I want to go see it. I want to go film it.
Uh,
I just
you're
can't
brave.
find it for now, but
Yeah,
I'll take the
there's
tunnel and I'll go to the U.S. and I'm gonna stay there.
there's a lot of underground tunnels. They used to hide these people in them. They were
Yep.
trying to escape slavery. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
they say that slavery still is not dead today. It's sad if that's true, but man, I don't know. You never know. They
Well,
say what happens in the dark comes to light. We'll
Debbie,
see.
Debbie says we had slavery, but it's not talked
Yeah, I
about
think
as much. Like,
probably not. But see, I've lived in the United States my whole life. I was a military brat, for crap's
oh,
sake.
so that's probably
I
why
didn't hear about this.
we didn't have segregation. Like the person was a
Oh,
slave,
okay.
but went to school with whoever and took the bus with whoever. I guess that's
Hmm.
probably something. I don't know. I like
Well, in our
it's
time,
nothing that I ever stopped and think about was like the slavery here in Canada. But I
hmm
saw one year I went to Georgia and I saw that they're
mm,
still remembering the slavery and all that. I saw that and it was really touching.
yeah. There was also something, and it's kind of late to bring this up now, in this whole story that I found, Sandra, where they also had something to do with the stopping of the KKK coming around in that area because it was really ramping up. When this case took off, the KKK stuff really ramped up and the blacks suffered because of it. But I didn't get to delve as far as I wanted to into that part of the research, but I did make note of it. So for me to make note of it means that it was at least prominent enough to bring up that it had picked up, activity had picked up for sure. So, which that's not good, you know.
I don't think I saw it, Sweet as Sugar. I'm gonna go check that out this evening if I have a chance, or tomorrow in the afternoon. I'll check that out. Really curious to see.
What's that?
Um, the name of
Oh,
the
the Ledco massacre. Yeah, okay. Is that what you're talking about?
yeah. I don't know if
Yeah,
I
that
saw it. I can't remember.
I think you'd remember. Yeah, it's pretty bad. But Kim, you're correct. There is slavery in all forms. Even to this day, there are slavery in all forms. That's correct. There shouldn't be the only slavery we should have, and this is only my opinion, is the good man up above. That's it. We shouldn't be slaves to anybody else for anything else. We work for a living, remember?
Yeah.
Oh, this
Yeah,
is
and
something else though.
there's another thing Debbie says that here in Canada we did not have KKK.
Yeah, the same influence. Yeah, that's a good thing because you know, it's not cool. I mean, we lived in a mixed neighborhood when I was growing up, meaning blacks and whites alike.
Hmm.
And I will never forget one of my best friends when I was in the fifth grade with a black girl. She had a brother. Her father was a lieutenant colonel in the army. And yes, on a military base, I remember waking up. We lived two doors down from him, like a row home. We lived two doors down from them. And I remember waking up very, very early in the morning to blood curdling screams, only for my mom, my dad, and me and my siblings to open the front door. And in front of their front door, well, there's a sidewalk in the front door, was a cross burning in their yard. That is something I will never forget. And that was
Wow.
on a military base. So, yeah, unfortunately, I've experienced a lot of stuff that we probably shouldn't, but not because of military, because I was an idiot moved to New York City at 18. But that's a whole nother day.
Well,
Oh, this was
we
interesting,
have
Sandra.
yeah, we have reached our 1 hour mark. It went by really fast. And for the ones that just popped in, if you rewind it, you'll see what we were doing tonight, like more into detail, why we were talking to Linda Brown and all this. You'll find out the real story. And don't forget, guys, that Monday night at 7 Eastern, I have my premiere of that place I went and filmed in Montreal, where I got a lot of EVPs. I lost some sound footage. But is it boring without the sound? I put some music. It was nice.
It's too bad, but well, I don't
I
want to be a
just
spoiler.
wanted to show you guys, anyways, without the sound, like how the
The music
sound
was really
got cut
nice.
and how the sound comes back. It comes back at one point, but
Hmm.
you have
The
some.
same exact way it leaves. That's
Yeah,
important to know.
it's a
It's
really
really
special place. And like I said, that's where I got those rocks that were bringing me bad luck and acting up here in the room here. They were bothering the other spirits that are here. But I think the little girl and the lady are not here no more.
you might be right because it's the first time that we've been on, whether it be StreamYard, FaceTime, whatever. I do not see that black behind you on your left, my right.
That
That
was the
black
lady.
stand between
Yeah.
the shirt and where you are. Tonight's the first one I haven't seen it in a while.
Okay.
Now that you
And
bring
the
it up.
little girl, she's not here either. So, because people in the chat would tell me they'd see the girl. So,
Mm-hmm.
I think they're back home and they're happy. So, you'll see in the video.
I think so
So,
too.
on that note, guys, I want you all to have a wonderful weekend. And I'll see you all Sunday at 5 p.m. for
Mhm.
Let's Talk Paranormal. And we're going to see old videos, creepy photos, and shout outs to everyone. So, on that note, I love you all. Good night, and I'll see you somewhere around the room.
Love
Mwah.
and light to you all. God bless you.
Love
Good
you
night.
all. Let me just
Yeah.
get my. Ooh.